Hi, David. So how are you? Thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks, Ken. Good for having me on.
Great. So obviously it's NAB time, but there is no NAB, but that still means there's innovation going on. There's product developments going on. Supponor has had a very busy year this year already with some really cool applications. So for those who may not know who Supponor is, maybe the quick little elevator pitch, and then we'll kind of discuss some of the new developments.
Sure, no problem. So Supponor, for many years, has been a pioneer and now probably recognized market leader in modern virtual advertising technologies. We've successfully completed nearly 500 live commercially deployed broadcast events across a wide variety of tier one sporting events, including soccer, football in Europe, La Liga, the Bundesliga, as well as a number of major events now for across other territories, including the USA, with the NBA and the NHL. Most recently, with the NHL, their All-Star earlier in the year, which was a very well received broadcast. We offer a broad range now of solutions from premium, fully integrated broadcast virtual advertising LED overlay technologies, including both our hardware-based, optical-based technologies, plus also a software-based TV-only solution for camera placements, video virtual placements on pitches, overlay of virtual carpets, etc.
So as far as the new developments, what was kind of coming down the pipeline as far as improving the system, making it more user-friendly? Again, a lot of those developments are probably on display at the NHL, but what's kind of coming down the pipeline?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I think as a business, where our focus has always really been now on continuing to improve and maintain the level of quality we've achieved, but also to continue to improve scalability as well as broadcast integration capabilities. We see having the capability, the technology to do kind of overlay placements and replacement as one of the elements of a virtual advertising platform. The key element for us now is how do we do that at scale? How do we improve the operational deployment efficiency? How do we go from, as a business, delivering 100, 150 live events on an annual basis to a business which is pushing towards 500 events on an annual basis, to a business which is going to scale to 5,000 events on an annual basis? That means focusing on both our hardware-based solutions, so our elements with our optics, where how do we improve the deployment efficiency of that? How do we make the optic an integral part of a broadcast production, easy to operate by camera guys, easy to be deployed, easy to be set up, and easy to be done in a ever more kind of reduced manpower environment, which brings those costs down, which means it becomes a more viable product for more industries. And equally, we've been continuing to add to our platform, not just on the optics and the product that most people knew Supponor for, which is the optics and the LED boards, to adding in a lot more TV-only computer vision-based technologies as part of the same core platform. We see ourselves as having an end-to-end virtual advertising platform built from the ground up for virtual advertising. So as well as now doing LED overlay, we can do obviously those virtual placement graphics, those virtual overlays on stadium roofs, on stanchions in basketball, on courts in basketball, all in the same platform with the same operational team. So that's kind of been our focus, is to kind of continue to add those values and continue to improve quality to the point where broadcast quality continues to improve. We move from SD to HD now into 4K UHD, HDR, and ever more into, say, 8K broadcast productions. So our technology needs to keep up with that to deliver the quality that our broadcast partners are looking for. And ever more so, not wanting to be intrusive to the production process. We already add elements to production, so we need to make sure that what we do fits in with the production partner's way of working, and that we don't impact how they produce the TV program. So a lot of our work is now on how we become much more parallel, much more downstream from the point of production.
Gotcha. So when we get back to the world of sport, because obviously there's a little bit of a hiatus right now, do you think that the conversations will change? Because I know there's, I don't want to say resistance, but people always look at the value proposition of virtual advertising and the need for it. But do you think there will be more pressure, if you will, to create more revenue ideas within the production? So therefore the virtual capabilities that you guys bring to the table and others will become more, I guess, part of the conversation than they are now, where people kind of say, yeah, things are okay now, but but I think things could possibly change in a big way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I think, as many people are saying, there will be a new normal. There will be a new, emergence of live sports, and maybe not from what the sport itself is, but how that sport is produced, created, observed locally within venues, and distributed. Where are the fans going to be? Are the fans going to be, in arenas? Yes, they will be, but will there be as many in arenas? Will the productions be able to cope with as richer, 200 people turning up to produce a game, or will they be looking in the short term to reduce those people down, to still cover and provide a rich experience, but maybe with less, on-site overhead, operational overhead. There's obviously been a lot of discussion around kind of fibre venues and fibre connectivity, the advent and developments of IP-based video transit and remote and REMI operating models. I think this experience over the last few months and over the next coming months will probably bring forward a lot of discussions around how organisations can consider a more remote production environment. How can they bring video cameras and reduce cameras maybe back to central operating facilities? How can they produce from those facilities? We've obviously spent time focusing on that as a technology. We know that that's coming. It helps our operational deployment model. So being able to support remote integration of virtual advertising is one of our core focuses for the last few years, and is now in a position ready to go to market, specifically for our TV-only product, and for next season in the European Soccer League, very much focusing on rolling out some of our remote DVR, so LED overlay technologies. Right. So that's a big focus for us. And I think, obviously, there's also a lot of conversation around where that fan will be. Will the fan be on television broadcasts? Will there be a lot more fans, a lot more leagues and federations moving towards a more direct consumer play? And as soon as you get into a direct consumer play, there's a lot more value in being able to modify those advertising messages. Right. Sure. And our platform has been built from the ground up to enable unlimited or limitless numbers of outputs from that core integration. So we definitely see kind of direction very much towards remote implementations, and maybe a more D2C or direct consumer OTT kind of opportunity for live sport.
Right, great. Well, thanks, David, for your time. Really appreciate it. Obviously, stay safe, and hope your family's doing well, and the rest of the team at Supponor. Thanks again for being a valued part of our organization, and look forward to seeing you, hopefully, at the latest at IBC in person.
No problem, Ken. Thank you very much, and thanks to everyone at SVG, and stay safe, everyone.